Great awakening, light lords, and grand rising to those who have not yet awoken, to know that whatever they do can cause them to become more enlightened. Today I'm going to be speaking on the fourth law of nature or Hermetic principle called the law of polarity, which states that for one thing there is an equal and opposite thing, which means that good and evil are just two ends of the same stick. Hot and cold are just two different temperatures on the same thermostat or same thermometer. Okay? The head and the tail are just two different parts of the same snake. Light and darkness are just two different parts of the same energy. See, everything is for one thing. Everything that you do is actually for betterment, is actually for becoming more conscious and becoming more aware of oneself. Whether you're leaning towards the light or you're leaning towards the darkness. The point, though, is to realize what all of it is actually for. Okay? What everything could, because everything has a purpose. You're trying to realize, become more conscious of the purpose of the difference in things. Okay? All is being used for one purpose. And that is to become more aware, to become more conscious so that you can use those things for betterment. Okay? The darkness is being used. What is it being used for? Might you ask? The darkness, a lot of people think that darkness is just void. It's just nothingness. It's just a state of non-existence. When that's not the case, it's not non-existence. Darkness is not non-existence. Oh, there's my wife. Hello, darling.
You must have just laid him down.
Yes. Well, not just laid him down, but just a few minutes ago. Like a few minutes ago.
He started crying as soon as I creaked in the door.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was going to happen. It's okay.
I was trying to be quiet,
But darkness is not nothingness. It is for. It's like a canvas. Okay. It's not non-existence. It's just not experiencing existence. That's what people get it complicated. Darkness is not evil. Darkness is not void. It's not nothingness. It's not non-existence. It's actually in existence. It's actually a state of being, and that has a purpose. The purpose of darkness is to create an experience. Okay? Because it's a start. Basically, darkness is a starting point. Okay? Darkness is basically the infinite starting point. If to speak, so to speak. Darkness is a infinite starting point. It really, there's no beginning at all. It's just everything is infinitely always being, and is just being created in many multiple different ways. Okay. Think of this for 1 second before I get to the before I get through finishing explaining the purpose of darkness and the purpose of light. Think of this for one moment. You were born, right? But there was a point that you didn't know that you were born. You just existed. Okay? You didn't know that, you know, you came out of your mother's womb, you know. And even when you found out you came out of your mother's womb, you can keep thinking like, my mom came out of a womb, her mom came out of a womb, her mom, so on and so on and so on. And it just keeps going forever. Literally, like forever. It keeps going. There is really no beginning, okay? You can keep thinking over and over and over. You can keep trying to think like you there's a starting point for something. There is a starting point for each moment. That's just for the conscious mind, but for the subconscious mind there is no beginning. For the right brain there is no beginning. That is darkness, okay? Darkness has no beginning or no end because it's the potential of all experience. It's the potential of what could be experienced. All things can be experienced. What you say?
I asked what he ate.
Some apples and kale, and I gave him a bottle.
You're not hungry then.
No, I just put him to bed. So darkness is basically the place where you actually formulate your experience, formulate what you want to experience. That is why when you quote unquote meditate, which you when you go into a dim place or a dark place, secluded area, and you chant, or you do whatever chant you want or whatever, you're basically just becoming more in tune with your natural self, with your natural state of creating an experience, creating what you want to experience. And then when you come out of that meditative space, you begin, because the brain is wired to naturally forget things, which is not actually forgetting, is putting them into the darkness. You see what I'm saying? The mental workspace. You can go research the mental workspace of the brain. That's basically what you're doing when you're meditating. You're more attentively, and you're putting more attention into your mental workspace. And then when you come out of that and begin to experience, then that experience that you formulated in your mental workspace begins to start slowly trickling into your experience, into your conscious experience. Okay. Now, the purpose of light, the purpose of light is to show what's within the darkness. Is to show what you formulated, which is the conscious mind. Subconscious darkness, conscious light. It all is being used for something. Okay? The light is to be used to experience what has been formulated within the darkness. Okay? When you form After you formulate after you visualize and you formulate what you want to experience within your mind, and you focus on that, and you focus much of your attention on that frequently, then the light, the more frequently you focus on that, you shine light. Basically, the more you shine light on that experience that you formulated, and then you begin to actually experience it instead of just thinking about it. That is what the light is for. The light is to bring situations into your life, like if you wanted certain things that you created in the darkness, I mean that you formulated in the darkness, to see if you actually really want that. Like it brings situations to your life, like what you would call a test is really not a test, but it's just letting you see the ends of the spectrum, the polarities. It's letting you see, okay, you're saying you want this, but what about this? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So that's where negative and positive come in. You get negative thoughts one moment and you get positive thoughts one moment, but you just gotta keep your mind focused and be like, okay, this is what I really want. if you're focused on the positive, this is really what I really want. So you keep focusing on that regardless of anything. Okay? Keep your faith. Keep holding on to the substance of things that you hope for. Keep holding on to the evidence of the things not seen. Okay? That's what faith is. Faith is evidence. You're applying what you know. It means that you are actually making it an application. Okay? So good and evil, light and dark, above, below, all of it is just one part of the same stick. It's all meant for you to become more conscious. Okay? It's all about how you perceive reality and how you formulate what you want to experience and how you take that experience and then create more of the experience. It's about betterment and becoming more aware. Okay? Everything has a purpose, everything has a reason. The law of polarity. Share and subscribe. Peace.